Before we get started, and good evening, sorry I'm a few minutes late, I'm going to read you the copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, मैं हूं संतोष से टेक्नो।
Sorry. I'm going to read you the copyright disclaimer. And it's copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use, fair use is a permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit educational. Sorry, I had a sun butter sandwich, so a little dry here. Nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So there is copyright disclaimer.
Lindor, made to melt you by the Lint Master Chocolatier.
New Revlon So Fierce Big Bad Lash Mascara. Double-sided brush.
So now that I read that, so let me grab my folder. And we probably won't get everything started, and I did not get a chance. Hold on, I'm going to turn on the light over here instead of this one. Because that one is bright. There we go. Hopefully that lighting's a little bit better. You can see me. So, what I wanted to talk to you about is chromosome microarray report, which is a chromosome deletion and a chromosome duplication. And we're going to go into, or try to get into, the unique, which is 16p.11.2, which is micro duplication, and that's one of the duplications that my children both have. Okay, so the heterologous, which is for 22.5.23 kb deletion at 6.6p24.3p242 VUS. Okay, and we have a duplication, which is 206.27 kb duplication at 16p.11.2. So chromosome microarray analyst, CMA, did not usually identify and copy number changes in the sample and are associated with known microdeletion or microduplication syndromes. CWA did, however, identify 22.5.23 kb deletion within the short arm chromosome 6 at band P24 through 3p24.2. So that is the deletion that my son has. Corresponding to a minimum deletion boundary via at CGH of chromo 610.503. I mean, there's a lot of numbers so that you're aware of that. This deletion have been reported in 2 families with scattered 13 with adult. So while deletion at G, C, and T2 would be considered likely pathological for CTR-CT13. To our knowledge, deletion of the 4 genes in this exact genomatic interval has not been previously reported. Therefore, due to the lack of conclusion, genetic and functional evidence, this clinical signification of this deletion beyond carrier status of N4-CTR-CT13 is unknown. See notes below. Okay, so CMA, also identified as 206.27, KB duplication within the short arm of chromosome 16 at band P11.2, corresponding to a minimum duplication boundary via at CGH of CHRT 16.28.824.794.29, 0.031, 0.059, HG19. This duplication includes and MIR 4517 genes. Duplication of this religion and of this region of 16p.11.2, including SH2B1, have been reported to be reoccurrent in individuals referred for microarray testing due to intellectual disabilities, developmental delays, epilepsy, cognitive abnormalities, and or dysomatic features. However, the same duplication was also reoccurrent in pathology effect in the duplication Rosenfield at AL 2013 PMD 2325848. Therefore, at this time, the clinical signification of this duplication is unknown. Please see notes. No increased blocks of absence or heterology, suggestion of unrepetitive JPD or cognitively were detected. The analysts we detected virtually all UPD arising by microcoronary rescue and most than 50% of the UPD arising. This result does not rule out forms of UPD. So this is something significant that we deal with on a daily basis. So without showing my son's legal last name, birthday, or that kind of thing, I can't really show you this is done at a clinical laboratory. So hold on. I'm going to cover up the top part of this so you can see. Hopefully, well, hold on. That's not going to be thick enough. Sorry, guys. I know I'm wasting my Kleenex. So I'm going to show you. So this is just the front page. These are all the numbers, and this is the summary of my son's genetic testing that has been done. So on the second page, the results should be interpreted in the context of the individual's clinical findings, family history, and other laboratory reports. All genetic tests have limitations. Please use limitations and other notes for the test or pages. So these tests were done October 2014. It just kind of goes over the supplement information, prevention, what we can do to help them. But that is what he has. My daughter. My daughter also has the same duplication, just not the exact same deletion. And there's facial features. Like when my son was a baby and when we saw the genetic specialist for the first time, she had commented that, you know, they tested him because of the fetal alcohol syndrome. But she said there's just something off. So the unique, and if you see the pictures, the ear space. These facial features usually are more pronounced as the child gets older. Hold on one second. Let me grab my soda. And we're going to grab his picture. So we're going to talk about the fetal alcohol syndrome for a minute. In this picture, you can tell that my son has fetal alcohol syndrome by the eyes, the nose. There's pretty much no bridge. The upper lip. See how the upper lip is extended? And the chin and the forehead is out further. So, I'm going to show you a picture of my son at 24 months old. He could not walk. We have come a long way. Shoot. So this is him as a baby. See how tiny he is? His ears are way, way low. I'm looking for a specific picture. There's some facial features. And you'll notice the facial features starting to kind of coincide with the chromosome deletion and duplication. There should be another picture. So this is my son at that's at 24 months. He still wasn't walking. He had a lot of developmental delays. a lot of developmental delays. We did a lot of physical therapy. I don't know if you could see that one either. Shoot. Oh. His head was like much bigger than his tiny little body. But we used to have to get him to do exercises because he has really low muscle tone. He still does. My son just had, in October, he had brain decompression surgery. It's January. Go all the way back to October. So he has a shunt in the back of his head to drain spinal fluid. Darn it. So that's the incision from his KRA surgery. So he has a shunt back there. And it went all the way down the back of his neck. I thought I took a video. It might be in my phone. When he got out of surgery, he asked for pickles. He's had some regression. He doesn't remember how to tie his shoes anymore. Oh, can you say hi to Jada? That was when we asked him. Oh, what pickle? Oh, we'll have to ask the nurse, okay? You just ask. What pickle? So, he likes pickles. He'll put pickles on everything. Very strange combination. So this is what I wanted to get into this tonight. But I want everybody to go ahead and look this up before we get into this and dive right into this. Because it's good reading. That way you're, if you get time, and you can just Google unique 16p.11.2 micro duplications. And if you'll notice, some of my son's facial features are starting, as he's growing older, have started changing into that. It's a lot of reading. It gives you like what these play a part in. So it kind of shows you what he is missing, what's going on. Actually, both kids have the same duplication. That's the only thing that they have that's the same. Whoa, 4-year-old. So this is something that we deal with on a daily basis. So I'm going to describe what it's like to live with a kid that has the duplication 16p.11.2. I'm going to I'm not going to go back to when they were real young, but now that they're older, you can give them visuals. You can walk them step by step through how to do a morning routine. Okay. And the next day, you're going to have to walk in that bathroom with them and reteach them step by step bathroom routine, even with visuals. They don't have the capacity to retain the knowledge. They have to be it's like, if you ever watched the movie 50 First Dates, that's what it's like living in my household with these two young children. Every day we go through, do you got your bra? Do you got your underwear? Do you got your socks? We have 1, 2, 3 flights of steps, okay? Every day. There's days where they got to come up and down these steps because they forgot socks. They forgot underwear. They forgot bras. So I have gotten into a habit of, I bought, and it's like a little hanging thing, and it's got like little things in it, where we lay their clothes out the night before: socks, underwear, shirt, pants. Okay. All that's up there. All that's in that little cubby. Even with that organized and that stuff in there, in the morning when I wake them up, when I get out of my bed to go to first my son's room, knock on the door, because he's 11 now. He's a boy. Knock on that door. Time to get up. Grab your stuff. Come downstairs, take a shower, because we're remodeling the bathroom up here. Otherwise, we had access to 2. So right now we're sharing shower time. 15 minutes each. Timer set. So I go in there, I wake him up, even though that stuff is there already and we put it out the night before. Or like the thing that I bought, I can put 5 outfits in there. So every day through the week for school. Okay. Even though I put that stuff out for him and her, they still, oh, I forgot my socks upstairs. Oh, I don't know where they went. Walk upstairs, they're still in their little cubby hole. So that's what I deal with on a daily basis. Having a teenager with this deletion and duplication, hygiene. Now keep in mind, my son has Asperger's and he's 30. So I've never dealt with the hygiene issue. My son will literally soak in the bathtub. He'll take a shower. My daughter is terrified of water. She doesn't like water touching her head. I'll give you an example. I was sick the other day. I've had back surgery, so there's days where it's hard for me to get out of bed, or I get out of bed and I'm just so sore. My daughter came out of the bathroom with a big glob of conditioner in her hair. She's 14. So my other daughter noticed it because I was about to comb her hair. She's like, Mom, you can't. She got conditioner in there. I'm like, So my daughter walked her back in there, had her put her head underneath the shower, rinsed everything out real good. But she didn't even notice it. Like, she puts the stuff in her hair and just stands there and goes like this to put her head under the water of the shower head, and doesn't stand with the head under the shower head to get everything out. So basically it's like, and I don't want to say that it's like taking care of a younger child, but it is. But with these kids, it's like the 50 First Dates over and over again. They wake up in the morning and it's like, and my son will say, what am I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do? What you were supposed to do is get up, grab your clothes, come downstairs and take a shower. Put deodorant on. And they don't always use deodorant. They're both still in good nights, because with this duplication comes major problems. My children have smaller organs, smaller kidneys, smaller bladder. My daughter has a heart condition. We have not had my son checked, and I'm scared to even think about that, but that's something that we need to do. So they have low muscle tone. They don't. My daughter's 4'9". She's not going to get any taller at all. That's it. She's done growing. So it also affects growth, body functions, major organ functions. Mentally, it affects them. Cognitively, it affects them. Sensory processing is not there. They do not process things like me or you. Okay. My kids lost their grandma, one of their grandmas, back in 2018. And at the funeral, my daughter sat there kind of smiling, and she kind of laughed, and she just didn't process the death. I had people not knowing, because I am not in real good contact with certain family, and it's for a good purpose. I grew up in a very toxic family, so I don't have a lot to do with some of these people. But they didn't know my child or my child's disability or anything about. Not a lot of people know what chromosome duplication 16p.11.2 is. Not a lot of people know what a deletion is. It's something that I've had to learn about myself along the way. When we went to the genetic specialist when this all started, I literally thought, oh, okay, my kid's probably going to have autism, which, hey, my son has Asperger's, not a problem. No, it's a whole different ballgame. Yes, they're autistic, but there's a lot more to it. That's just one of the things that is included in the duplication and deletion. But I was really offended by a family member that had, and I actually blocked her on Facebook. She's like, "What?" She messaged me instead of calling me, who got my number, but she messaged me and she's like, "What was wrong with your daughter? Why would she sit there and laugh? Grandma died." And I'm like, you don't understand, do you? She doesn't know how to process it. What do you mean she doesn't know how to process it? She got to go to grandma's house every weekend, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she did. She did spend a lot of time with grandma. But she didn't process the fact that grandma died, that she'd never see grandma again. So sometimes she will just look at you and smile and laugh. If you go to talk to her about certain things, like she's a young lady, she's gotten her menstrual cycle since she was 11. We've had her on she was 10, almost 11. We have had her on the Depo shot since the first time she's got a period, per her genetic doctor, per her heart doctor, per her other doctors. And thank God we did, because we just found out in September that she has von Willebrand, which is a blood clotting disorder. So we actually saved her on that end of it. But she doesn't process that you need to put a pad on. She doesn't process that, like me or you, oh my God, I'm bleeding, I got to go take care of this. Now this little girl sat there hyperventilating, having a panic attack, screaming bloody murder at 10 years old because she's got blood coming out of her. I literally had to take her to the emergency room. They had to give her a shot to calm her down. A lot of the times we try to use pads, but we end up using like now adult, like women's disposable underwear, just because it's a lot easier. And like my son, he wears good nights to bed because he can't. His kidney function, he can't hold more than 3 ounces of liquid in his bladder, which makes it hard for him to, Number one, the kid suffers from sleep apnea. So he's got a sleep apnea machine. He doesn't sleep the way it is. So the whole combination of the sleep apnea, the sleeping disorder, and not having good functioning kidneys or functioning bladder is a huge issue. So it's nothing on my part of being lazy. It's just something that happens. Like I said, their organs are smaller than, sometimes they can even be missing certain organs, which is kind of scary. So like they could be missing a kidney, they could be born without a spleen. Just some of the research that we've done and some of the stuff that the doctors have told us. So we feel fortunate and blessed about that. So yeah, I was very offended by that girl, and I will never speak to her again. I don't care if she's blood, because I'll tell you what, blood ain't nothing to me. You don't have to be blood related to somebody to have a heart, to care. And blood relatives, real blood relatives, have showed they have no kind of dignity, morals, respect, or integrity, or understanding, or compassion. So that's where I stand with that. I choose my kids over everybody and anything. I always have, and I always will. So we will get into the unique and everything that it kind of plays out. It says some delay in learning, increased accessibility to mental health issues. And they do. Underweight, possibility of underweight. Now, I'm not going to go there because that's not even a possibility. It happened. My son was failure to thrive. What he was, that first picture that I showed you, and you can go back and look at it. The first picture that I showed you, he was 9 months old in that picture and weighed 15 pounds. When he was 1, he weighed 18 pounds. We were advised by the local WIC office to add extra fat, which was difficult because this child projectile vomited milk. He could not do dairy. For his benefit, we even consulted with the genetic specialist. The genetic specialist had us see, or myself, because obviously my husband couldn't breastfeed. So I bonded with my son. I've always had no problem producing milk. My OBGYN knew this. He was on board with it. The genetic specialist was on board with it. I breastfed my son. I was given medication to get my milk started. I drank tea. I did everything that I would if this was the child that I gave birth to produce milk. So I produce lots of milk, lots and lots and lots of milk. Like, I don't know what it is, but I always had the best supply of milk. Okay. And I've had one child that was on soy, and that's my son that I was telling you about that has Asperger's. One of the things that they've found out is kids with autism sometimes have a milk allergy or certain allergies. So the soy thing wasn't a big deal. So he was not only getting breast milk, he was getting supplement with formula, extra. When he started eating food, he like extra portions, and there's a huge difference now. My son with his autism, he binge eats, and he's on Adderall. He's on 30 milligrams of Adderall in the morning. Okay, the XR. So he takes that Adderall, and I don't know if anybody knows what Adderall does. It suppresses your appetite, or it's supposed to. With my son, it doesn't. My son is in 5th grade, and he weighs 128 pounds. I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. That's a good weight. And we've struggled and we have conquered, but he does binge eat. Is he picky? Yes. Ramen noodles, pickles, pizza, spaghetti, barbecue chicken. He does love broccoli. We went out to eat at a buffet, and so you can go get your own burgers, your steaks, potatoes, whatnot. And this kid filled up his plate with broccoli and pickles. And the lady looked at me and she goes, "How did you get your kid to eat broccoli raw?" And I said, "He's always loved broccoli. I'm not going to discourage him. I'm not a huge broccoli fan myself, but if my son loves it, he's going to get it." My kids love spinach. My kids love collard greens. My kids grew up on home cooked food. They didn't grow up on, we're going to stop at McDonald's. We're going to go to Taco Bell. Yes, I love Cane's chicken. If I'm near the cities and I'm anywhere near Cane's chicken, I'm getting me some. Okay. And Jack, my son, Jack loves Cane's chicken too. So he is his mama's boy. But yes, I did breastfeed him. He does binge eat now. My daughter is a very, very finicky, picky eater. She is my cucumber girl. She likes salads. She likes cottage cheese. She does not like ravioli. She does not like pasta. And she does not like tacos. So when we make tacos, like beef tacos, we have to make like chicken enchiladas, homemade chicken enchiladas, or shredded chicken for the tacos, if that makes sense. So, but we will get into the whole unique thing and everything that comes with it. Because let me tell you, I'm in a unique group. I'm in a Arnold Chiari group, and I'm in several other groups. Not every kid with the duplication 16p.11.2 are the same. Every one of them is different. My son has some schizophrenic tendencies, but you also got to keep in mind he has the deletion, the double deletion. So it affects him learning wise. This kid excels at math. Okay. Excels at math. He will be going into 6th grade in the fall, and he is at a 3rd grade reading level. So he struggles in reading, English, and writing. I'll have him write, I'll ask him for one of his papers. It's very non-legible. Like, it's hard to read when he writes. Now, on the other hand, my daughter excels at reading English. She loves to read books. She's got, we have another part of our attic that's not finished. I'm going to finish it on a budget. Sheetrock and put heating in there. There's already a light. There's already electrical. The only thing that's not done is it's not sheetrocked and insulated. Okay. I'm going to put a library in there. I'm going to buy a bunch of bookshelves after I sheetrock it and paint it, do the flooring, and I'm going to put a bunch of bookshelves all the way around the room, and then like sitting chairs in there. That is going to be their library. So I'm pretty excited about that because she loves to read. She loves books. My son that has Asperger's, he's a huge history, science, and nature person. He struggles with math and writing. So every child that is on that spectrum or the chromosomal duplication, they're different. But there's characteristics that go with it. So that's my goal. Is I want to get that library done. That's probably my plan for next fall into winter. But she's already, got a huge, she's at the library every day. Like, she'll skip a class to go to the library. You tell me what kid does that? Not a lot. So Um, it's just hard to see one child struggle in one thing and exceed in another thing when you know you wish they had the ability to, combine it all. And she loves horses. She loves chickens. She loves cows. And she was going to write down, but she forgot because she got busy. My son threw his back out. So he had to go to the doctor today. And my other son took him because I was in the middle of doing this, trying to get this all done. And so he can't lift anything. So she was in the middle of helping him change out the cat litter boxes. They're my older son's cats, except for Otasa. Jaywow and Mika are my son's cats. And if you were ever to come over, my son is very friendly. And the first thing he's going to try putting in your face is his cat. Meet Jaywow. Jar? Oh, you're going upstairs. Okay. That's my other son. So he's very pushy when it comes to his cats. But when he was 6 years old, he could tell you every president that there ever was. But then when it came down to the reading and writing, he had a difficult time. He's dyslexic also. So that didn't help. And he struggled with math. But when it came to science and history, that kid excelled. Yeah. So every kid is unique. Every kid with a disability is very different. Oh, I didn't even see. I'm sorry. I was looking because Sadie's up here. And she's got the whole bed. So I made one of these blankets. I don't know if you guys could see it. But it's can you see it? It's where you hand crochet them. There. So I made that. I thought it looked really cute on my bed. And I kind of wish I would have used, I kind of wish I would have used a different color. Because it's gray. But the dogs keep, how they scratch to get comfortable? And they keep getting their paws caught in it. But I made it as a decoration for my bed. I just wanted to make one just to see. And they keep snagging it. So I might just take it off, wash it, and put it away. Or I thought about getting a chair. What I'm actually looking for is an old antique, either a basket or a bassinet for her. She's up in the corner again. That is one of my favorite kits that I reborned. So I kind of keep her right close to me. So yeah, so I call it strange, but I just thought a Moses basket is what it is. So I could put this in the Moses basket. That would be cute. But, or even a chair for in here, over here. I just got to get my TV moved over to this wall. This TV was actually on this wall once before. But I think I might paint this. I actually have the paint. So I might paint these walls over here first and then move everything that needs to be moved. So I've got a lot of projects to do and a lot of things as far as our journey and our path. And I just want to have a platform for people with kids that do have the unique and the duplication and deletion and have struggles because every parent struggles with kids with disabilities. there's times I find myself, I'm very sensitive and very emotional. When you attack my kids, when you attack me, when you make up lies about me, that is like the most brutal thing you could ever do. One of the things that I've always said is these aren't our children, okay? These are God's children, and He entrusted them in our care. I might have given birth to them. I might have adopted the younger two, but these are my children that God gave me. Okay? So when it comes down to my kids, I'm very protective, especially losing 3 babies in 3.5 years. That affects me raw, like raw. Don't attack me as a parent. Don't attack my kids. You don't walk in our shoes. You've never been on our journey. You've never been on our path. You don't know us personally, but we are willing to openly share our journey and our path because I think it might be helpful to somebody else out there. Because I'm sure I'm not the only mom that struggles with, did you remember your bra? Did you remember your socks? Because let's be honest, even kids without a disability, you can't get them to clean their room. You can't get them to even try something new, food-wise. You know, it's hard. It really is. Hey, sir. How's your bath?
It was relaxing.
Did it help? Hey, you want to grab that picture and come here for a minute?
Which one?
You got clothes on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I should have asked you that first. Well, I mean, like, you know, your brother walks around in his boxers, so
Well,
he forgets.
here's the thing. The bathroom in which you could have asked that question is still out of order.
We're not talking about that.
The bathtub.
Okay, come here.
Alright.
All right, he's kind of sore because his back is out. And this is my oldest son.
Hello, YouTube world.
Okay, so which one are you?
I believe I am right here.
That is you.
Between Anna, Jada, and Jesse.
Jessica, yeah.
And Jared.
Who is that?
That's Jake right here. That's Jared, Andrew, and the cute little. Who reminds me a lot of Nina.
Ruthie Ann. That's her nickname. This is Ruthie Ann. This is Pudge, Boomer,
Pork chop.
Bobby Bear,
Uh,
Beans, Booger. Literally a booger. So all of my kids have always had nicknames, and my youngest two is Buddha and what was KK.
okay, yeah.
KK. Kit Kat. KK.
So, funny enough, she loves Reese's more than anything.
Yeah, she does love Reese's more than anything, but so yes. So
All right, I have a fat kid once.
oh yes, did you want to introduce your cat?
Might as well. There you go, you fat kid.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This cat is the size of a chihuahua. Here he comes. I'll run along with him.
Yeah.
How much does your cat weigh?
Right now, about just under 19 pounds.
Just under 19 pounds. We should probably weigh her again. What's her name?
Jawa.
Okay, what kind of cat is she?
She's a calico, short hair. Other than that, her age is roughly around 10. And she has kind of this I am the master of everything attitude that
And how did you get this cat?
she ended up in our family due to falling off of a farm truck and my sisters finding her finding her.
Mhm. And how many fines have we had?
Too many to count. Too many to count. But I was woken up and having a nice little nap with a cat behind shoved in my face. And I'm like, and they're asking, what gender is her? What gender? What gender? It's a calico. It's female. 50% of the time, once in a million chance, you end up with a sterile male calico.
You know a lot about animals, don't you?
Hmm.
Oh, you love your cats.
And I get the affection back. Well, what did she do when I was in the hospital?
She wouldn't leave me alone.
Because
So what would you prefer, cats or dogs?
I find I'm closer to cats, but we have so many dogs.
Who's your favorite dog in the house?
Sadie. I'm sorry to say.
Dallas.
I'm sorry, Dallas.
It's okay. Come here, baby.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
I'm sorry,
It's
Dallas.
okay.
I'm sorry, Dallas, but it's because I've got to know Sadie better.
But you lived with Dallas.
I did, but he's closer to Andrew.
Okay.
Sadie, on the other hand, I've actually dealt with since she was a pup.
Mm-hmm. But he was a pup when you got up too.
Andrew spent more time.
So what was your favorite subject in school?
It's a toss-up between biology and history.
Okay.
Least favorite was math.
And English.
I could bear through English, but math I just despised.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite thing to do in school?
Funny enough, lunchtime to go eat and then go to the library and read and take a short nap overlooking the lake. Because if you ever go to Winona Senior High School, it has one of the best views of the lake. Oh.
But so you liked it because
I could take a good long nap.
and you could look over the lake.
Yeah.
Question for you, and then you're done. Thank you for being my guest, though. What instrument did you play?
Clarinet.
And how did you learn your music since you had such a difficult time?
Basically.
Can you sit down so they could see you?
Basically by observation, and I was kind of able to hear the music through my entire body. I could pick up the notes from just felt.
So reading the notes was hard, though, correct?
It was nearly impossible.
Do you know what instruments I played? Do you remember?
No offense, no.
Really?
Well, you have so many talents.
I played the violin for orchestra,
Ah,
and I played the what for band?
flute,
Nope.
trumpet.
Nope. I was so proud when you chose the same
Oh,
exact thing.
clarinet. The clarinet was my second choice.
What was your first choice?
Flute, but
yes, but there was too many flutes.
and I was incapable of creating enough breath for the flute.
I chose the clarinet. You know why I chose the clarinet? I loved the way the clarinet sounded.
That is true.
Thank you for saying that I'm very talented.
You get many talents.
Okay, but do you have an ice pack? Remember what I said?
Yes.
And what did you say when after I gave you instructions on how
that
to?
The doctor was correct on. She was correct on every point from the doctor.
But were you listening to me though?
Actually, yeah, I was.
Not on everything. Make sure you grab an ice pack.
Yeah.
That is my oldest son. Thank you for stopping in and giving us a little insight. He'll be back, and I plan on bringing him in a little more. At think it's good to have an open relationship with your kids and be able to talk about their struggles and what they want to improve and what their goals are. And one of my goals for my children, because probably they won't ever be able to live independently. And my daughter has stepped up that if something were to happen to me, she would personally make sure that they were taken care of. I don't know if you remember back in Minnesota, was it last year or the year before, there was a young man that was at a group home for people with disabilities. Somehow he was shot and killed. And I remember getting that message from my daughter, and she's like, and this is the exact reason none of my siblings that have disabilities will ever be in a group home. So that's a huge task and a huge taking for her to step up to the plate and say, Mom, if anything would ever happen to you, you have no worries. They'll be taken care of. So AJ does pretty good, but he just has a lot of back issues like I do. I was born with spinal stenosis, and so was he. It was something genetically that I passed on. And we'll get into that, because the reason we had so much genetic stuff is the first doctor we saw didn't understand that she didn't read the records. So she didn't read my comments on there. And actually, there's nothing in the records where it states, but she didn't read my comment about I'm not the biological mother. So there was a lot of genetic testing done. But I had found out about the spinal stenosis back in 2008 before I even had either one of the kids. That's when I had my first back surgery out of 13. And none of them have worked. And there's no more narrowing they can do. Eventually, I will probably be in a wheelchair. I have a cane and a walker that I'm supposed to use, but I don't. I used to be about 128 pounds. And ever since I've had my back surgeries, I've gained some weight. And I'm fluffy. I was a skinny girl once, and it's not for me. I like being a little fluffy. I like having a little weight. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. God made everybody different. And he made everybody different for a reason. So, I'm going to do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Maybe a couple pop-ins on Fridays. We'll see. But I plan on being back on Thursday. And we're going to go over some more of the unique and actually read into the book. And I found the site where I can pull it up so we can have it right up on the screen, instead of me trying to read from this little itty bitty print. And you all know that I'm blind as a bat. And I rearranged my room, but I can't find my glasses. I found my readers, but they're really scratched up. And kids are playing with them again. So I have to go Friday, and I'm getting bifocals. My son's getting his glasses. I did get, hold up. Look what came in the mail. So I'll put my contacts in. I don't have them in now, but I will put them in. Does it actually tell on here? I guess I didn't. Hold on a second. These better be the right ones, or I'm not going to be happy. I've been waiting for these to come in the mail. Sorry, guys. They're made in the UK. RX only. Okay, so I'm going to show you what my prescription is. They're a plus 450. So, but yeah, I thought it said negative on there at first. I would have been like lost. So yeah, these are made in the UK. Made in the UK. So my contacts, so if I have anybody from the UK, my contacts come from the UK. They're Biofinity and they're the Cooper Vision. They're thinner. The thicker ones hurt my eyes, so I got these ones and I absolutely love them. And for 6 boxes, or no, 2 boxes, so there's 6 packs. That's what I ordered. And they shipped them right to the house, which was nice. So I didn't have to go get them. But I do have to go get my bifocals, and my kids don't have school on Friday. So we're going to the eye clinic. I'm going to go get our bifocals on, or at least mine. Jack is also he is, I want to say, probably almost right underneath me. He had what they call, he didn't pass the newborn hearing and screening test when he was born, and I don't think did he pass the, come on. So he didn't pass the hearing screening, and he had something retina, but I'm thinking too, because he was abused. So he was thrown from one side of a vehicle to the other. So it's possible that that damage was done. But so he's getting new glasses. His prescription changes like every 6 months. Also, too, he had the Chiari surgery, so they opened his brain up, and sometimes things can shift. His cerebellum is pear-shaped, not round like mine or yours. I will get into that. There's just a lot on our journey and our path that we can talk about and that we will let you know about. And I want to thank my son for coming in and introducing his cat. I was really shocked that he said that Sadie was his favorite, but she's mine too. I love all my dogs, and my kids will tell you that. I'm not a huge cat person. Just not. I don't know. I love dogs. I love dogs, and I love kids. So, cats, they stink. Don't get me wrong. They have 2 litter boxes. So, we have 3 cats that each have a litter box up here, and then there's one downstairs. But they all use the same litter box. Like, why? You guys got your own. Like, I guess that was my concept of thinking. My bad. Like, I thought they were each supposed to have their own litter box. But I guess they all use the same one. So I was kind of like, what in the world is that? What? So, and actually, my daughter and my son, my younger 2, helped. I just dropped my jelly bean. They helped AJ tonight. They helped him. Dallas will probably eat that. They helped him change the litter boxes because he can't lift anything. He's on some restrictions, and as a mom, you try to give your kids advice on, especially if you've had that back injury, you've had that back pain, you've dealt with it. Not that I was trying to boss him around, but he was laying on a heating pad all day long. And I'm like, you can't do that. Heat stretches the muscles out, and you don't want that muscle stretched out like that. You need to get up, walk around. You need to ice it. Go take a warm bath. Get up, walk around, ice it again. Ice every 15 minutes. But I'm going to get off here. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a brief, message in the comment section. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Okay. So yeah, just go ahead and leave a message in the comment section. If you have any questions, just ask us. If there's something you want me to address or talk about, I can do that. Because I've been through a lot of stuff in my life. My kids have been through a lot. So yeah. So I was going to show you guys. So these are like the butter popcorn ones. So I got these for my birthday. I couldn't find any during Easter, and you're never going to believe where one of my kids found them. This was the birthday present, which, hey, I'm good with that. Isn't that cute? $4.49. I don't care. I probably would have paid $10 for those, to be honest with you. And then this was my birthday present for my daughter, because I'm always losing my pens. She got me a new hand sanitizer. If you could see that. Unicorns. And of course, I absolutely love this. So chicken towel. Gardening gloves, because I go through gardening gloves like you wouldn't believe. She got me a pair of pants, and actually 2 pairs of pants. A shirt. Check this out. Oh, the stain that I picked out. I'm not sure why that was in the bag. A pair of shorts. These are my favorite kind of shorts because they have the built-ins, but I still wear, underwear. But I like the built-ins. I love those. Man, I used to run and jog every day until I had back surgery, and I just can't do it. And then she got me fingernail polish. So that was one of my birthday presents. I still haven't put it away. I've got to do that. I'll probably get that done. Oh, and she got me a shirt, a pink shirt. I'm going to put Boss Mom on it because it's plain, so I'm going to put Boss Mom. But look at these. I can always use gardening gloves. Matter of fact, I had to put on a pair of gardening gloves when we found the owl in the chicken coop. That was another thing that killed some of our chickens this spring. Is an owl, barn owl, got in there and massacred my chickens. So I had to put those gardening gloves on to grab it because they got talons, and barn owls are like an endangered species, so you can't hurt them. Basically, what I had to do is put that on, grab a towel, throw the towel over the owl, and out the door. Out the door. But that was you want to start heart racing, and AJ is right there, giving me the whole DL on this barn owl and that's endangered, and I'll have him come back on one of these days and we'll talk about the barn owl situation. I might even still have pictures of it somewhere. Because we were able to grab it and put it in a cage, and a friend of mine works for the DNR, and I called him and I had him come check the owl out before we released it. Because I didn't know if something chased it in there and that's what killed my chickens. And I didn't want to blame the owl, but I also wanted to make sure it was okay because, to release it, to fly, make sure it could fly and stuff like that. I just dropped another one. It's all right. I'm going to get off here. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me on here, or leave a comment in the section. If you want to know something, ask. We're pretty open about talking about things. So we just want everybody to be aware of other people's journey, other people's feelings. And that's it. Everybody have a good night. And I will see you Thursday, unless anybody has anything, or if something happens. I was going to watch the news tonight and let y'all know. They're probably just going to, do another thing about how they did find the remains of somebody. But it'll take weeks and maybe even months for things to come back. But this is Dee Dee's Crafty Creations and Chat. Thank you for stopping in. Y'all have a good night.